जयो राधा वृंदावन चंद्र राधा वृंदावन चंद्र श्री राधे। जय गौरानिताय 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 जय गौरानिताय। जय गोपाल नाथ जी जय श्रीनाथ जी जय गोपाल नाथ जी जय श्रीनाथ जी। जय जगन्नाथ जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेव जय सुभद्रा जय जगन्नाथ। जय प्रहलाद नरसिंह जय प्रहलाद नरसिंह जय प्रहलाद नरसिंह जय प्रहलाद नरसिंह। वंदे रूप सनातन प्रभु जुगो गोपाल को। वंदे रूप सनातन प्रभु जुगो गोपाल को। जय प्रभुपादा 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 श्रील प्रभुपादा। Shri Srimad His Divine Grace Iskcon Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ji ki, Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya Acharya Guru Varg ki, Anant Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki, Grantraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai, Gaur Premanande Hari. All glories to the assembled devotees All glories to the seven devotees. All glories to the seven devotees. Vanchakalpataro Vishya Kripa Sindhubhye Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayodiraye Shrinvanta Swakatha Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtanam Hridyantas Abhadrani Vidunoti Surutsatam Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Grantraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai. So today we will be serving Grantraj Srimad Bhagavatam from Canto number 3, chapter 16, and the verse today in chronological order is verse number 19. Taranti yagya samrutyam nivritta yada anugraha yogina sabhavan kim sve anugrita yata parai taranti yagya smrutyam nivritta yada anugraha yogina sa bhagavan kim svida anugritye anugreta yat parai taranti yagya smrutyam nivritta yada anugrahat yogina sa bhavan kim svet anugret yat parai taranti yagya smrutyam nivritta yad anugrahat yogina sabhavan kim smit anugreta yat parai taranti yagya smrutyam nivrittam yad anugrahat yogina svabhavan kim svet anugreta yat parai. Mataji's. Taranti yagya smrutyam anugrahat yogina sabhavan kim svet anugreti yat parai. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Kindly repeat word to word. Taranti.
Taranti.
cross over, he, because, agyasa, easily, mrityum, birth and death, nivrattaha, ceasing all material desires, yat, your, anugrahat, by mercy, yoginaha, transcendentalist, saha, the Supreme Lord, Bhavan, you, Kimswit, never possible, Anugrihita, may be favored, Yat, which, Pare, by others. Please repeat the translation. Mystics and transcendentalists, by the mercy of the Lord, cross beyond knee science by seizing all material desires. It is not possible, therefore, that the Supreme Lord can be favored by others. Purport by His Divine Grace, Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai. Unless one is favored by the Supreme Lord, one cannot cross over the ocean of the knee science of repeated birth and death. Here it is stated that the yogis or mystics cross beyond knee science by the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. There are many kinds of mystics, such as the Karma Yogi, Jnana Yogi, Dhyana Yogi, and the Bhakti Yogi. The Karmis particularly search after the favor of the demigods. The Jnanis want to become one with the Supreme Absolute Truth. And the Yogis are satisfied simply by partial vision of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Paramatma, and ultimately by oneness with Him. But the bhaktas, the devotees, want to associate with the Supreme Personality of Godhead eternally and serve Him. It has already been admitted that the Lord is eternal, and those who want the favor of the Supreme Lord perpetually are also eternal. Therefore, yogis here means devotees. By the mercy of the Lord, devotees can easily pass beyond the knee science of birth and death and attain the eternal abode of the Lord. The Lord is therefore not in need of another's favor because no one is equal or greater than Him. Actually, everyone needs the favor of the Lord for successful understanding of His human mission. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोयभिष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजन सहितं श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्रीराधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च आराध्यो भगवान् व्रजेषु तनयस्तद्धाम वृन्दावनं रम्या काचिदुपासना व्रजवधूवर्गेण तया कल्पिता श्रीमद्भागवत पुराणमलं प्रेम पुमार्तो महान् श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभोर्मतेदं नायत्रया ग्रह परः नवनीरदनिन्दितकान्तिधरं रसोसागरनागर भूपवरं शुभवङ्किमचारु शिखण्डशिखिं भज कृष्णानिधिं व्रजराजसुतं भज कृष्णानिधिं व्रजराजसुतम् राधिका सरोदेन्दु निन्दिमुखमण्डली वन्द्ये श्रीपादपद्म वृषभानुनन्दिनी वन्द्ये श्रीपादपद्म वृषभानुनन्दिनी वन्द्ये श्रीपादपद्म वृषभानुनन्दिनी आजानुलम्बितो भुजौ कनकायवधातो संकीर्तने पितरवो कमलायताक्षो विश्वम्भरो द्विजवरो युगधर्मपालो वन्दे जगत्प्रियकरो करुणावतारो वन्दे जगत्प्रियकरो करुणावतारो वन्दे जगत्प्रियकरो करुणा अवतारो। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। So I seek the blessings of all the assembled Vaishnavas, especially our senior Vaishnavas, Srila Prabhupada disciples, and may the words that emanate from my mouth be pleasing to our Gaudiya Acharyas, His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, and to their lordships, who very beautifully and sweetly reside here in this new Vrindavan Dham. So, in this particular chapter, the different speakers have been describing the episode where uh, the gatekeepers of Vaikuntha, Jai Vijay, are cursed by the four Kumaras, and Lord Narayana, along with Mahalakshmi, his consort, appear uh, at that particular spot, the seventh gate of Vaikuntha. And Lord Narayana, uh, apologizing in a very humble tone, tells the gatekeepers that I would even uh, slay my hand that has offended the Vaishnavas or the Brahmanas. So these gatekeepers are my servants, and if the servants have made some offenses or mistakes, it is as good as that the master has done that. So Lord Narayana, the Supreme Lord himself, has set the tone of how to be humble. There are so many different philosophical points along with the Leela or the pastime in particular of the cursing of Jai and Vijay. In any case, when Lord Narayana speaks like that and and many wonderful sweet words to pacify the four Kumaras do get pacified. And they start eulogizing Lord Narayana. And in the couple verses prior to today's verse, the four Kumaras said that, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, we are unable to know what you intend for us to do. So the Lord is situated in everybody's heart, and He inspires everyone to do a particular task. Um, Apparently, some things are bad and some things are good, but ultimately, everything is good because everything happens with the will of the Supreme Lord. So, even the cursing of the gatekeepers did happen with the inspiration of the Lord because of multifarious reasons. Um, One being that in Vaikuntha, because of his great opulence and his position, nobody would dare fight with him. And he wanted to exercise, or he wanted to display his virya rasa, or the mellow of chivalry. And in order to fulfill his desire, he had orchestrated this particular pastime where the Kumaras would curse Jay and Vijay, and then they would appear in different millenniums, who and like Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu in the Satya Yuga, uh, in the Treta Yuga, Ravan and Kumkarna, in um Dwapar Yuga, when the Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself appeared as the as Vasudev Krishna and the son of Nanda Maharaj. So their killing of his killing, Krishna's killing of the Jayan Vijay, who appeared as Shishupal and Dantavakra. And also, see, one more secret is in Mahaprabhu's Leela, they both appeared as Jagai and Madai. Dina Hina Jatha Chilo, Hariname, Uddharilo, Tara Sakshi, Jagai Madai. Narottam Das Thakur in one bhajan says that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and along with his associates to deliver the most fallen, Dina Hina Jatha Chilo, Hariname Uddharilo, by giving all the holy names. And the prime witnesses of such mercy is none other than Jagai and Madai. So, like this, the four Kumaras are telling that, yeah, you have some purpose, my dear Lord. Uh, for even though you are the supreme ruler of all, you do make us instruments, make all of us, as a matter of fact, in some part of Krishna's plan. We are a part of his plan when we act in such a way. For example, some people say they become very agnostic and say that if there is a supreme Lord, if there is Lord, if there is God, why would he allow such bad things to happen? It's a very common question that people ask. That why is it that very small children suffer? Some of them, right from birth, either poverty or physically, health wise, they suffer immensely. And some of the good people also suffer, and the bad people thrive. It appears like that, but it's not so. So, supposing as an example, if somebody is getting robbed, then it is the karma of that person to get robbed. And somebody becomes an instrument. So the robber or the thief becomes an instrument in Krishna's plan. Everybody's got that minute independence in them. And if somebody's minute independence comes to the point where they are very intensely desiring a certain act, then the Supreme Lord arranges that. So everything is a plan of Krishna. But Krishna's plan is also determined more or less by the devotees because it's for his pleasure. So that's a very good thing that we have to remember. In Bhakti Rasam Sindhu, Srila Rupa Goswami quoting Naradji from the Narad Bhakti Sutra, Anukulyena Krishna Anushilanam Tad Bhakti Ruttam. The highest bhakti is when we give pleasure to Krishna. Anukul. Anukul means whatever is favorable to Krishna. Devotees perform such acts. They make such arrangements. So they have said that, oh Lord, you are the supreme director of the Brahminical culture. You are considering the Brahmanas to be in the highest position. So here the four Kumaras are also Brahmins. They were born Brahmins. Mm. And they are the first sons of Lord Brahma. And showing so much respect to the Brahmins and Vaishnavas is another philosophical example that the Supreme Lord himself sets, that how much of respect they deserve. What is that verse that we always go Brahmana Hitaicha Jagaditaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. So Krishna is the Hitaicha, the benefactor. He really adores the cows and the Brahmins. And the Vaishnavas are the topmost Brahmins, by the way. So obviously the Vaishnavas are Tumara Hriday Sada Govinda Vishram, Govinda Kohena Vaishnav Mor Pran. Narottam Das Thakur says that in your heart, Lord Govinda is at ease. And somebody may say, well, what's the big deal? Govinda or Paramatma is there in everybody's heart. But here the word is Vishram. Tomara Hriday Sada Govinda Vishram means he is at ease, he is at peace, he is so relaxed. It is not necessary that Govinda or Paramatma is relaxed in our hearts. He has to go through that journey because he's there. He has agreed to do so because he's Surut Sarva Bhutana. He's the best friend. So a best friend is there through thick and thin, through the various life spans that we live, but it does not mean that he's very happy. He's accompanying us, but not necessarily happy. But in the heart of the Vaishnava, Krishna says, Govinda, Kohena, the Govinda, Krishna says, more of pran, my life and soul. So you are the supreme worshipable deity, they say, the Kumaras, not only for the different Devi Devatas, the different demigods, but also for the Brahmanas. So, what is the definition of a Brahman? According to the Sanskrit Vyakaran or grammar, Brahman means Brahman Janati iti Brahman. A Brahman means the Supreme Lord. But some of them, those who are followers of the Mayavada school or the Brahmavadis, they think that Brahman means the undifferentiated, the energy or the light. One who knows that undifferentiated supreme light or the Brahma Jyoti is a Brahman. So yeah, that's a partial realization. But Brahman means supreme Brahman, the supreme personality of Godhead. Where even Raghupati Upadhyay, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked him to speak something, the other day, His Holiness Varshana Swami quoted Raghupati Upadhyay, and wherein Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so pleased. He said, Raghupati Upadhyay said that some worship the Vedas, and some worship the Upanishads, and some worship, they read the Mahabharata and the Itihas and the Puranas. But I worship that Nanda Maharaj in whose courtyard the Supreme Brahman plays. And the word is used as Parabrahman. Even another Parabrahman is used in the Bhagavad Gita. What is that verse? Param Brahma, Param Dhamam, Pavitra, right? So Parabrahma. So for the Vaishnavas, for those who understand, yes, Brahma, but Param Brahma is Sri Krishna. And Brahma is Krishna. So it depends on our outlook on how we understand how the Shastra through the eyes or the Chakshu of Guru Gauranga, through the Chakshu of Guru Sadhu and Shastra. So you are the supreme worshipable deity, the Kumaras say, and everybody, even the demigods. In the 12th canto, I think there's a beautiful verse that supports this statement of the Kumaras. Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutaha Stunvanti Divyaistavai Vedeso Sango Kramapadopanishadair Gayanti Yam Samga Dhyanayavastita Yadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yogino Yasyanantam na vidu sura suragana devaya tasmai namaha. So it's exactly the same thing what the four Kumaras are saying, that Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutaha, Lord Brahma and the other demigods like Varun Dev, the Rudra like Lord Shiva and his expansions, Marutaha, the demigod of the waters, etc. Stunvanti Divya, they offer you wonderful transcendental prayers. Vedai Sangha Pada Krama Upanishad, and along with the verses of the choice verses of the Vedas and the Upanishads, Gayanti Yam Samga, they are singing the glories. Sama means all together, assembled. So Sama, and Sama also is Sama Veda. But one little side note, sometimes when we call out the Jaidhvani, we say Samaved Bhaktavinda Ki Jai. Actually, it is Samaved. It is not Samved. Otherwise, when we say Samved Bhaktavinda Ki Jai, It means only the devotees who have studied Samved, all glories to them. Samved Bhaktavindas ki Jai means all the assembled Vaishnavas, all glories to them. So just a little thing. A lot of them they use this the Samved Bhakta. It is Samaved. Samaved means the assembled, all the Vaishnavas who are all glories to the assembled devotees. That is the meaning of the word Samaved Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai. So the Samved, etc., they sing your glories. And Manasa Pashyanti Yogino, and within their hearts they meditate, the yogis meditate on your form. Yasya Ananta Na Vidu Sura Suragana, and they do not know that you are so unlimited, the demigods, etc., they have no idea how unlimited your glories are and how unlimited your pastimes are. Devaya Tasmai Nama. I offer my humble obeisances unto that Supreme Personality of Godhead. It's a beautiful verse that summarizes the position of Lord Krishna. So, and then also in this particular verse, as we move into, it says that you are the source of the eternal occupation of all living entities. Actually, this is the verse prior to that, the 18th verse, where the source of all the occupation. So that we are talking about here, that is being mentioned here, is the Varnashram. Occupational duties means the Varnashram Dharma. So what does Krishna say in the Bhagavad Gita? Chatur Varnyam Maya Srishtam Guna Karma Vibhagasha. So Krishna very clearly says that this Varnashram is mine. It is my creation. It is not any demigods or some ordinary persons. It is my own creation. So it is not to be taken lightly. And if one who follows the Varnashram will certainly elevate themselves into pure Krishna consciousness, eventually going beyond the Varnashram system. So, what does Srimad Bhagavatam say? The same thing. Savai pumsam paro dharmo yato bhakti radokshaje ahituki apratiyata jena atma suprasiddhati. Meaning, the highest dharma, savai pumsam, of mankind, highest dharma of mankind, savai pumsam paro dharma, highest dharma, is yato bhakti radokshaje. The pure devotional service unto you. And what kind of devotional service? Two particular points have been brought up in that particular verse. Ahituki and apratyata. Ahituki means without any material motive. And apratyata means uninterrupted, without any interruption. So sometimes we find that when there is a lot of difficulty in one's life, they come more often to the temple or to a place of worship. But once it is mitigated, then the visits become less frequent. So that's not the kind of bhakti that is recommended in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Apratiyata, uninterrupted. Like Thakur Bhakti Vinod has mentioned in his song, Gai Gaura Madhura Sware. So what does he say? Sukhe dukhe bhulo nako vadane hari naam koro re. Whether in distress or whether in happiness, always chant the holy names. So, apratiyata. And without any material condition. Then my dear Krishna, if you fulfill this particular material desire, I will offer you $108 along with a coconut, or etc., etc., etc. So, like Prahlad Maharaj said, that when Narsingadev Bhagavan asked him, ask me a benediction, Prahlad. So he says, no, I'm not a businessman. That for your devotional service, I will ask something in return. That is the spirit of the pure devotee. And so much to learn from their prayers. It's so amazing. So there are many, many multi-manifestations of the Lord. And the Lord has so many different avatars, so many different expansions. And the Supreme Lord comes to protect religion. That's what they mention. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyutanam dharmasya tada atmani srijamiham. And to protect religion, to protect the sadhus, paritranam sadhunam vinashayati duskritam dharma sanstapakaya sambhavami yuge yuge. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is one particular verse, Chaitanya Avtara Ai Mukha Hetu Bhaktera Ichhai Avatar Dharma Setu. So you come, O Mahaprabhu, you come to protect religion by the desire of your devotee. And this particular verse is the desire of Advaita Acharya. You descend. Because Advaita Acharya says religion or religiosity, Vaishnavism is becoming extinct. Please come and protect. O son of Nanda Maharaj, please come. So that is the reason why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu on the fervent calling of Advaita Acharya, Sarva Bhattacharya, who was a staunch Mayavadi or a Brahmavadi, later on became, by the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, became a pure Vaishnava. And he glorifies Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Advaita Acharya also in his different wonderful Vaishnava songs. Hunkar garjanadi ahoratra sadaguna ha Krishna radhika nath prarthanadi bhavana. So Shri Advaita Charna Ravinda Adi Bhavana Shri Sita Nath Advaita Charna Prarthanadi Bhavana. Hungar Garjanadi with like a roaring lion, Advaita Acharya called out to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, please come, my dear Lord. It's time for you to come. Religion is in danger. Please come to protect Vaishnavism. So he roared like a lion. So that's called Advaita Astakam. You can go to KK songs and you can find this wonderful 8 stanzas glorifying Advaita Acharya and how he called out to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, like this, we find that the mystics and the transcendentalists, by the mercy of the Lord, cross beyond knee science by seizing all material desires. That is the main theme of this verse. So, there's a very beautiful verse that supports the theme of this verse in Srimad Bhagavatam. Samashrita ye pad pallavam plavam mahat padam punya yasho murare bhavam buddhir yavatsa padam param padam 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 yat vipadam na tesham. Meaning, unless one is favored by the Supreme Lord, one cannot cross over the ocean of knee science of repeated birth and death. Sama ashrita. Sama ashrit means in Sanskrit, samyak ashrita iti samashrita. Ashrit means to take shelter. And sama means complete shelter. So there are different gradations of shelter that one can take. Some shelter is partial. Some shelter is Krishna, I love you, but there is a big BUT, like a billboard that we see on the highways, right? So there are so many different conditions. Krishna, we love you, but here in Srimad Bhagavatam, the word is using Shama Ashrita. Samyak Ashrita. Samyak means complete surrender. Or the word Sharanagati that Gopal Bhatta Goswami uses in and Hari Bhakti Vilas and Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur uses in his book Sharanagati. What does Sharanagati mean? I think we had discussed this earlier in some of our previous sessions. It's a combination again of 2 words, Sharan plus Agati. Sharan means surrender. Now, all devotees, regardless of what faith they follow, they surrender to some supreme beings, to the Supreme Lord. Whether they're Christians, they surrender to Lord Jesus Christ, or if they are the followers of Islam, they surrender to Muhammad, and etc. So, like this, that surrender is there, but that surrender has got different levels. And the highest surrender has been termed as Sharanagati. Sharan plus Agati. Agati means motionless, steadfast like the Himalaya mountains, like Mount Everest. It's not going to, our faith is not going to shake, come what may in our lives. That kind of shelter. Sharanagati means the 8th verse of Chaitanya Sistastakam. What is that? Ashlisha Padaratam Pinashtumam. Darshanam Marmo Hatam Karotuva. Yatha Tathava Vidato Lampato Mat Prananatha Sevanapara. This is Srimati Radharani speaking through Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this particular verse. Because when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the Gambhira, finally, he chanted for 12 years the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Because the holy name is Nama Chintamani Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Rasa Vigraha. Purna Shuddho, Nitya Mukto, Abhinnatvam Namna Namino. Even Nanda Nandan Krishna, the son of Nanda Maharaj, takes ashray of the holy names. Hare Krishna. Because he wants something. He wants something of the highest nature, which is the mood of Srimati Radharani. So for 12 years, he does tapasya along with two other amazing associates, Lalita and Vishaka, in the form of Sarup Damodar Goswami and Rai Ramaనంద, who fans his mood. Because Radharani said, if he goes and he wants my mood, he's not going to be able to do it alone. He will need your assistance because you both know me very well. You are my best friends. You are my prana sakhis. So you will have to teach him. You will have to coerce. You will have to fan that fire that he has within him to obtain my mood. So day and night they stood, they sang the songs of Vidyapati, Chandidas, Jaidev Goswami, getting that mood of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And finally, when he gets that mood, like Sridhar Swami says, Srila Bhakti Vriksha Sridhar Swami, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the golden volcano of divine love. He calls him the golden volcano of divine love. And the Chaitanya Sistastakam, which is the final summum bonum of the entire Chaitanya Charitamrita, the entire summum bonum of Srimad Bhagavatam, the entire summum bonum of all Gaudiya literatures is Chaitanya Sistastakam, which Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami meticulously in the Antya Leela, the final Leelas of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the last chapter, just deals with this. And that Sridhar Swami says, Sridhar Maharaj says that it is the lava that flowed from the golden volcano of divine love. So that Chaitanya Sistakam, when the volcano bursts, what happens? Lava erupts, and the lava erupted in the form of Chaitanya Sistastakam because the lava is extremely hot. It is full of heat. It is full of, and what is that heat? It's the heat of separation, and that reaches the crescendo. When he reaches that, at that time he utters that word, Ashlish Padaratam Pinashtumama Darshanam Marma Atam Karotava. That is Sharanagati, the essence. That kind of shelter, that whether Krishna, you kick me or you embrace me, you are my Lord and Master, my life air. So that is the meaning of the word Sharanagati. And so Thakur Bhakti Vinod has composed so many different songs in Sharanagati. There are 6 different limbs of Sharanagati, and in each limb he has in some limbs about 4 songs, some 7, some 8. Like that, he has composed those different limbs of Sharanagati. That is so Sama Ashrita. So those who take full surrender of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, of his lotus feet, Ye Pada Pallava. Pad means the lotus feet, and Pallava Plavam. Pallava means lotus, and Plavam means the boat. The lotus feet of the Supreme Lord are like a boat. That Mahat Padam Punya Yasho Murari. Who takes surrender? Who surrenders the full surrender of such lotus feet is Mahat Padam. Mahat Padam means pure Supreme Personalities like Srila Prabhupada and the sincere followers of Srila Prabhupada. Mahat Padam. Yasho Murari. Yash means the glories of Murari, of Krishna, the killer of the demon Mura. This is the beauty of poetry, that when Vaishnavas write, they just don't write sometimes just Krishna. Mahat Padam Yasho Murari. That reminds us of the pastimes of Krishna in just the word Murari. Ari means the enemy, and Mura means the Mura demon. So Murari. So Punya Yasho Murari. Such pious and such great devotees sing Bhavamudiri Vatsa Padam. And this particular material world becomes just like the print of a calves where the water, when the rain falls, it collects. How much water can one see in the hoof of a calf? And so this material existence, or this material world of science, becomes so easy to cross over, just like a little child can even cross over the hoof print of a calf. Param Padam Padam. And what do they obtain? Param Padam. What is Param Padam? Param Padam is Vaikuntha or Goloprinda, the highest destination. That is called Param Padam. Padam Padam Yad Vipadam Natesham, where there is no anxiety every step of the way. And this is Kunta Jagat, where there is always anxiety every step of the way. But in Vaikuntha or the spiritual world, there is no anxiety. That is actually, so this is the description. Unless one is favored by the Supreme Lord, one cannot cross over the ocean of nescience. So, of repeated birth and death. So, how does the Lord favor his devotee? Through the spiritual masters, right? Vandeham Shri Guroho Padakamalam. The word Guroho means it's plural. It is not just Guru. Some of us, just as a side note, they say Vandeham Guru. No. Even when we sing Mangal Arati, it's not Vande Guru Sri Charana Vande Guroho. With Guroh. Guroho means all the spiritual masters. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. So that shows that it is the Bhagavad Parampara, not just our initiating spiritual master, but everybody who we take instruction from, where we are inspired. Somebody asked, again, reminding of the wonderful words of Srila Sridhar Maharaj, can you describe a guru? How do you describe a guru? And Srila Sridhar Maharaj says that a guru is someone who brings you closer to Krishna. In one sentence, what a beautiful way. So we have many, many gurus, not just one guru. So guru is someone who can bring us, who can inspire us, who can bring us closer to Krishna. So here it is stated that the yogis or mystics, they cross beyond nescience by the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And that mercy flows in the form of the holy name. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give us this holy name so that we can not only obtain mercy, but we can obtain such mercy that we can get Krishna prem. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So finally, to wind up this particular verse, it is mentioned that there are many kinds of mystics, such as the karmis. So what is the karmi yogi? The karmi yogi basically, they actually are searching for the favors of the demigods so that they can get some material benefits. That's the definition of a karmi. Jnani. So there are jnanis who want to become one with the Supreme Lord. They want to merge into the supreme effulgence or the Brahman. And some yogis are satisfied with the partial vision, meaning they want to get the vision of the Paramatma. So that is, Prabhupada mentions the word partial vision. Although they can see Paramatma in their own heart, the perfected yogi who is in Shanta Rasa, and also they can see the Paramatma in others' hearts, but still it is a partial representation. Paramatma is a partial representation of Lord Krishna. Brahmeti, Paramatmaeti, Bhagwaniti, Shabhyate. Srimad Bhagavatam also says that. So it's a partial representation. So yogis are satisfied with that partial representation or the partial vision and of Paramatma. And ultimately, they are happy by imagining that they have merged into the Supreme Lord or Paramatma. But the bhaktas, the conclusion is that the devotees want to associate with the Supreme Personality of Godhead eternally and serve Him. So this is a very, very important, not only a philosophical point, but the ultimate prayojan. And there is sambandha, abhidya, and prayojan. Sambandha is we establish who are we, that I'm not this body, I'm a spirit soul, and I'm a servant of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That understanding or information is sambandha. Abhidya is the process. When we follow the regulative principles, we chant the holy names, all our anarthas are eradicated, then we are situated very strongly in the stages of bhakti where there is nishta, ruchi, asakti, bhav, and eventually Krishna prem. So that is our original constitutional position. What is that? Seva, service. And out of seva, the derivative of seva is joy or bliss. So even if one is not a theistic person, who doesn't even believe in God, even there we find that they get joy out of serving others. So right from the bird who flies 100 times to the nest with the worm to feed the little ones, there is a certain joy that that little bird gets. Or that politician who calls himself the servant of the nation. I would like to serve you. Please cast your vote for me. So there is a certain perverted reflection even in the mundane world where we perform a certain service, we do get some joy. But those on a spiritual platform, because he is eternal, his service is eternal. And because his service is eternal, the joy or the bliss is eternal. Yato bhakti radhokshache. The highest bhakti is serving you, O Krishna. Jena Atma Su Prasidhati. Srimad Bhagavatam declares that what is the result of serving Krishna or considering that as the highest dharma. So that the result is the Jena Atma Su Prasidhati. The self is satisfied. Now here also Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, I believe, had mentioned, I read that a long time ago, in that particular verse, in the last line, Jena Atma Su Prasidhati means not only the self, meaning ourselves, the jiva is satisfied, but Jena Atma means one who is the Atma of everyone, meaning the Supreme Person of Godhead, Krishna, is satisfied, which is the highest goal. The topmost bhakti is what? That when we do some seva, we obtain some sukh or bliss or ananda. This is an amazing dimension of pure bhakti that I had heard from some very wonderful Vaishnavas. When somebody asked Srila Prabhupada that when we chant, what is the result of chanting? So Prabhupada said, seva, right? Service. So when somebody asked them, Prabhupada, what is the result of seva? So Prabhupada simply laughed and says, more chanting. So the result of that is more chanting. But also, there's a wonderful dimension in that particular words of Srila Prabhupada. When we chant or when we serve, it is like a domino effect, unending. So there is service that brings, the chanting brings service brings bliss, and that bliss that we obtain. Here's the main point that I was trying to bring, that our highest concept of theism in Vaishnavism, that in Gaudiya Vaishnavism, that the Acharyas highlight, that joy or that bliss that we obtain, we offer it to Radha Krishna. Yat karosi yat dasnasi, that verse in the Bhagavad Gita, whatever you do, it is an amazing verse. It is also a rasic verse. That even the joy that I get, I don't want it, Krishna, you keep it. Radharani, you keep it. It's for you. So the joy, when we chant with that spirit, when we do service with that spirit, and when we derive that genuine joy, let's not keep it. Let's offer it to them, to their lordships. So that is Sukha Seva, Sukha Arpanam. Offering that even that Sukh that we have got, we have to offer it to Radha Krishna, to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that is the summum bonum of this verse. Thank you all very much. If there are any questions or any corrections or any reflections, please feel free to. Yes, Prabhuji.
Hi, Shuru. Thank you so much for your beautiful class and all the ability to just, quote from so many different verses and derive, inspiration from so many different sources. So thank you very much. I just really was appreciating your point about, well, actually, kind of ties into what Prabhupada was saying yesterday, that to love Krishna, you have to love the Vaishnavas.
Absolutely.
And so then when you quote this verse from the last verse of Shastakam, the worship Sunday is saying, I know that Krishna is my Lord, he shall always remain so. Even if he has embaptized in very true form. So I'm wondering, my question then is like, to achieve unconditional love for Krishna like that, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu experienced, does that mean we have to have unconditional love for the Vaishnavas?
Absolutely. There's no question. When Prabhupada says Krishna, in many, many places in the purports and even in his talks, Prabhupada says Krishna is never alone. Let's like he used the example of a president of a country. So supposing if you read the headlines in the newspaper, President such and such is going to such and such a country. So what does that mean? His entire entourage is accompanied by him. Although their names may not be mentioned. Their names may not be mentioned, but all that includes his advisors, his ministers, even his chef is on board when he travels. But it's an excellent point that you bring. But when we are chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we are including his associates in the Mahamantra. How is that? We've discussed that before. That in the second verse of the Chaitanya Sistastakam, Mahaprabhu says that Nam Nam Agari Bahuda Nija. That's a very, very important and very heavy word. Nija Sarva Shaktis. Nija means my own. Now, according to the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's own? Who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Is the son of Nanda Maharaj, the son of Yashoda Ma, the lover of Srimati Radharani. So, who is their Nija? And through example, we have given that example. Supposing if somebody comes to your house and they're coming there for the first time, you introduce your family. This is my son, my daughter, my wife, my father, my mother, etc., etc. That is Nija. So who is Nija in the holy names? The Vrajvasis of Vrindavan. They are present in the word Hara. And especially in the mood of the Madhurya Rasa, all the gopis and the manjaris are present in the word Hara, headed by Srimati Radharani. So never alone, unless and until we have affection for them, we can never ever have real affection. We may get some benefit. Maybe in some lifetime that benefit will turn into piety, or that sukruti will turn into pure devotional service and love or affection, genuine love and affection for Krishna. But without the affection towards Vaishnavas, and that is why I have always used that as a principle in my personal life by meditating and involving myself in Vaishnava bhajans. And when we do that, someday I'm hoping that true, genuine love for all Vaishnavas will actually manifest in my heart. Because the way they pray, they really show how much affection they have. Jay Anila Prema Dhana Karuna Prachur Hena Kotha Gela Acharya Thakur. When Srinivas Acharya disappeared, Narottam Das Thakur was devastated. When Ramachandra Kaviraj disappeared, Narottam Das Thakur was devastated. That is why he wrote Daya Karo Sri Acharya Prabhu Srinivas Ramachandra Sangamange Narottam Das in that song. And in the other song, that is also a song of separation from the Vaishnavas. Jayanila Prema Dhana Karuna Pracho Hena Kotha Gela Acharya Thakur. So where did my Acharya Thakur, where did my Srinivas Acharya go? Acharya Thakur in particular means here when Srinivas Acharya Thakur disappeared, at that time he wrote this song. And then he remembers all the other way. Kaha Mora Swarup Roma, Kaha Sanatan, Kaha Dasa Raghunatha, Patita Pavan, etc., etc. So there is no question that Krishna himself is dependent on the associates of Srimati Radharani. Even when he has to meet Radharani, he needs permission of Lalita, Vishaka, and the other manjaris. Can I go in? I know I'm late. Please forgive me. Can I go in? No, you can't. Radharani said, no. Please, 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 I beg of you. So this is the mood. Without accepting the lotus feet of such great personalities, even Krishna feels that he is, and that is the reason he is there. And even after all his pastimes that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wound up 12 years, he decided to stay in the Gambhira with the two most dearest friends of Srimati Radharani, and I had mentioned Lalita and Vishaka in the form of Sarvadarup Goswami and Rai Ramananda. So Chadya Vaishnava Seva Nistar Paya Chikeva, Chaitanya Charitamrita. Without serving the Vaishnavas, there is no question we can never be delivered. So I hope that throws some light on your question, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Anybody else? Any corrections? Any? So, thank you. All glories to His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada, Granth Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai. Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Ribo. Srila Gurudev, Srila Prabhupada, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai.